listening to Last Hit News on the DotP Network.
Good evening. I'm Roland here with your Last Hit News update. The 2016 elections have already begun heating up, with over half a dozen candidates announcing their intent to run for the highest office in the land. Today, one candidate made a formal announcement. Richard M. Nixassassin, a Dyerside Republican governor, announced that his intent is to run for the Republican primary. Here is a clip from his announcement earlier today.
The last 8 years, our enemies have been mounting without appropriate response. I will shield this great nation in a spiked carapace that will not only reflect the damage they might deal to us, but our American values as well.
Governor Nixassassin also stated that he would reveal plans to revitalize national infrastructures and revise trade tariffs with China in response to a faulty teleportation scroll import. This has been your On the 4 Minute, every 4 minute, Last Hit News update.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Defense of the Patients, a Dota 2 podcast. I'm your host Cyphus, sitting here with my co-host Roland.
Hey-o, everybody, hey-o-whoa.
And if you want to find the show, we're at defenseofthepatients.com, and we're a bunch of other places too, like Twitter, at .p_show, Facebook, search Defense of the Patients, search Defense of the Patients on iTunes, and you can find us there, or you can leave us a review, which somebody did.
Yeah, somebody left us a review. Just a rating.
Maybe it was just a rating, but
it was just a rating. It would have updated. It would have updated by now. I'm fine with you guys just leaving a rating. That's fine. If you want to give us 5 stars, fuck, thanks. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
But I love the feedback portion.
Yeah,
too.
I do too.
It's really exciting. It's like, I don't know, that shitty movie, You've Got Mail. It's like, oh my god, you've got mail, and it's like, oh, what does this have to say? Like, it's definitely the most exciting portion.
It makes you feel like Meg Ryan getting an email from Tom Hanks.
It does.
What that makes you feel like.
Wow, nobody's ever put it in. Yeah, it's
That's
just like You've Got Mail.
Yeah, it's just like
I am Meg Ryan, and all of you are Tom Hanks.
You bear a striking resemblance to Meg Ryan, actually.
People have seen me. No, I don't.
Well,
you were like, oh, yeah.
No, until just now I didn't get it. But
dude, people say that all the time, but they're wrong. People say that all the time, but they're totally wrong.
Yeah, it's the haircut. You guys have the same haircut. You and Meg Ryan.
Okay, I know this is a Dota 2 podcast, but let me talk about barbering for a second, okay?
Oh, dude, Jesus.
Let me just talk about it for a second. How long do you think the average haircut should be, Cyphus? How long?
For a guy
for a male.
Getting a really
pretty simple
haircut?
Pretty simple haircut.
15 minutes.
Okay, I was there for like 3 fucking minutes. It was the craziest experience. There's this place near us called the Cut Hut, okay? And I go in there, and she just sit down, and I'm like, okay. And like, she was not the conversational type, and I was trying. Like, I'm a conversational individual, and I was trying to like say something, but she was all about, and I realized later her boyfriend was waiting for her, and I think she was like about to get off.
Maybe in an abusive relationship.
Who fucking knows? So she just is like, sit down, puts the cape thing on me, and sprays me down with the squirter, and I was like, I already washed my hair, and she's like, good. Psh, 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 psh. Sprays me in like the face, like I'm like, fuck, like having like wipe my face off, and then just pulls out a comb. And
Are you sure those weren't your tears because of the abuse you were receiving?
I don't know. And then just pulls out a comb and just starts shearing hair off, dude. Bam, 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 bam. Before I know, the flurry is over, and she did a damn good job. She is quick as fuck and did a great job. I'm pleased.
The Omni-slash of haircuts.
I look like Meg Ryan, for God's sake. She did a great job. Yeah. You know what I mean? I look like Meg Ryan from the early 2000s.
I think. Oh, that's the late 90s.
Late 90s, early 2000s.
You've Got Mail, AOL. Come on.
AOL Instant Messenger. I would say that could cross over into the 2000s. It could be 2000 or 2001. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not going to clickety-clack on my mechanical keyboard to find out.
Somebody tweet us the release date of You've Got Mail. That's very important, Dota 2.
It's probably late 90s, but I wouldn't be surprised if it were really early 2000s as well.
Yeah.
So technically,
you want to be right.
Anywho, we've been playing some Dota.
Yeah, we have.
And we've been enjoying some Dota. I've figured out what I want to be when I grow up. finally, and it's taken a long time. I'm 91% through my all hero, and I think I've made my mind up on what I want to be.
Which is
Shadow Fiend, or any mid in that case. My laning phase with mid is impeccable in my altered, egotistic opinion. I will be honest that, like, of course, you think you're the fucking best. But I will say my last hit percentage in mid, of course, is going to be higher than any other because you're the only dude instead of two dudes vying for the same. Unless you have a good support who isn't vying, whereas you should be getting a roughly equal number. Anyway, love Shadow Fiend. I love the triple raise combo. I love the Shadow Fiend, Shadow Blade Requiem. Even if it fails horribly in the Rosh Pit and you get made fun of, and everybody on the team told you not to do it, and everybody on the team after they saw you died said, "What a stupid thing to do."
Yeah. And then we all get to watch you be out for 2.5 minutes while we may potentially lose the game.
I didn't argue. I was like, "Yep."
It was just like, it was one of those situations where whenever you told the entire team, "Wow, we would have won by now if I hadn't been doing all this stupid shit," and I just heard all three of them go, "Yeah, it's true." I just felt like might as well let them know that I know that we would have won by now.
It was like, I don't know. Like, you've already won a game. Say you're playing, I don't know, a game of baseball, okay? And you're the blah, 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 blahs versus
Man,
the
your analogies are
blue,
terrible,
blue, 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 blues.
Terrible analogies.
And you're winning hard. Like, you're 21-0, okay? Your team is winning, and it's like the opening of the 9th inning, okay? And then you're just like, you know what? I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want because no matter what happens, we win this game. And that
but what
played
you
in a
wanted
little
to
bit.
do in this analogy was
a
remove
rampage.
your batting helmet and try to hit the head with your ball, or hit the ball with your head instead. That's what you
That's
did.
not true. That's not
Yeah.
true.
No.
It would have been a different tune you'd be humming.
Watch this, guys. Watch this, guys. I'm going to go after all 5 of them sitting in that Rosh Pit alone. I'm going to watch this, guys. Watch this, guys. Boom.
I believed in myself. I thought it was going to be
The entire team screaming no, me amongst them. No, 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 don't do it. No, no, why did you buy back? No, no.
I know. It was bad.
And that was the worst, is that you bought back to go die.
When if I had any chance of doing that, I would have needed 36 souls. I just want Cyphus to know that it is possible to happen.
Not in that situation.
Not in that exact
ever.
situation.
No, yeah.
In that exact situation,
Right.
no.
Right.
But in situations similar, yes.
Maybe.
You're not the foremost Dota 2 authority.
That was a team with a
Wow.
lot of lockdown.
I'm glad
That
you're
was
the
a team
fucking
with a
voice of the
lot of
people,
lockdown.
dude. You're the voice of the people, and I'm the voice of one,
All
bro.
right, here we go. I'm gonna look up this team's lineup. All right, their lockdown included a disruptor who could have just glimpsed you out of there the moment you initiated that way, who could have thrown down a static or could have silenced you in the midst of it, an Earthshaker who could have disabled you with a number of different abilities.
Argue
a
about
Centaur Warrunner who could have disabled you with a number of different abilities, and a Lina with a stun.
We could talk
4
about semantics.
Disables.
We could talk about semantics.
Disables in the middle of that.
You're not even gonna let me talk.
charged in as
We're
one
not even
man.
gonna talk. We're not even gonna talk. We could talk semantics all day, Cyphus.
Which
Which
is
not
what
this
you wanna
podcast
do.
is.
That's what
this
you wanna
podcast
do.
is not about
It
semantics.
could have worked. Use your ridiculous semantic argument. Allow me to mount my logical semantic argument.
Oh,
You should have
please,
never done
save
it.
me the horror.
There was
dude.
no situation against. There's no circumstance
except
against
being a
that
god,
team
bro.
lineup.
Except being
You're
a
not
god.
a god. You're just
I
a
would have
pathetic
been.
mortal like the rest
I would
of
have
them.
been, dude. Rampage.
There was
is
only
how I
one.
figured that.
There was only one god in that game, and that was me, the Zeus.
Lame joke. But yeah, in my mind, it played out so much differently. Like, I went into like this like hyper slow, like, I'm just gonna do it. Like, Bruce Willis took over my body. I didn't listen to anything you guys were nannering on about. I was like, all right, we're gonna Shadow Blade. We're gonna go in the middle of that Rosh Pit, and we're gonna wreck them. We're gonna kill everybody
with our 5 souls.
We're gonna with 18. Should have been 36. I understand that was my biggest mistake. Then we're gonna raise immediately at close range. Then as they're running away, medium range.
But
then
they
when get
weren't
really
gonna
far,
run away. You in
Then
your
you pick up
mind,
the Aegis.
in your mind,
And
because
then you-
like Shadow
then you
Fiend
may
is standing
die.
there, they're just gonna run away.
But you will survive.
They're gonna run away from the guy who fed 10 kills in the game.
I was like a Huskar. I was like 14 and 10. I still had a positive KD. So fuck you.
Yeah.
14 and 10 is exactly
No,
my
it's
score.
12 and 10.
12 and 10.
You know,
It was
all right.
positive. The KD was positive, and that's all that matters. The glove fits, the KD was positive, synonymous.
One of these days, I'm going to randomly go through my last...
Or doesn't fit.
My
the
last,
glove doesn't fit.
Just for the sake of a decent sample size. I'm going to go through my last 30 games that I've played with you, and then
waste
put
your
a
time.
tick, put a tick for every number where you have the most deaths on the team and or the most deaths in the game.
Do it.
That's what I'm going to do.
Do it.
Present those stats.
I'm sorry that I enjoy playing Dota 2. I know you play Crystal Maiden a lot. I know that's your favorite game is Crystal Maiden and Lion.
What are you talking about? I was playing Zeus that game.
You play like 3 video games. I play 109 video games, okay?
Oh, please.
Yeah, I play 109 different video games. No, it is a different game with every hero.
my all-hero.
I haven't
I'm
yet.
the greatest.
I haven't, and I don't think I'm the greatest. I think by the time I complete it 3 or 4 times, then maybe I can start talking competency, which I'm going to go straight into another all-hero, I've decided.
Wow.
Straight into another all-hero.
So
And continue.
You're going to continue to feed.
I'll probably continue to have a lowish MMR on the heroes that I feel confident, because sometimes you can't win with those supports that you feel confident with because a team just can't carry you out.
Yeah.
Unless you're this witch doctor I was playing with today, who apparently was like a late game Medusa witch doctor. It was weird. This guy dominated us. He did beautiful things with the Dagon 5 and Maledict, where it would kill you. Like, that Dagon 5 was just a setup for Maledict. Or Malefice.
Maledict was a setup for Dagon.
Yes.
Because you want to do that damage after the Maledict went into effect.
Anyway, it was cool. He was the highest level in the game, I believe. It was an awesome game. It was me as Razor. I went like this really mid-game Razor, which I usually don't do. I usually get a little bit of damage with him. Manta probably for the agility. This game I went like Sanjanyasha and different things. Like I was trying out like, I don't know, losing build apparently is what I was trying out. Regardless, we won the early game. We had a Broodmother, so of course we won like the first 20 minutes, and we had killed every tower but any tier 3. So we had killed all their tier 1s and tier 2s by like 19 minutes, or I think it was 19 minutes when I looked up, and they hadn't taken a single one of our towers. So if it was good, life was good. I was getting really good farm. I could solo kill Shadow Fiend really easily with an ult. Drain his damage, zap, just whip him down. And then all of a sudden the tides turned when Shadow Fiend didn't die anymore, and other things happened. What are you smiling about?
Oh, nothing. I just, it sounds like a
We
really
lost.
tough game.
We lost.
I've been in those games with you and without you before. Where
we
you've
had a
taken all the
mid-game setup.
You've taken everything but the high ground, and
We couldn't go over high ground, and it was partly due to like. We probably could have had we just been this huge tidal wave of 5, but we were always kind of like split pushing or farming the map or I don't know, trying to better ourselves, but really maybe pushing past that and winning in the early game was the way to go. Like there was one fight in specific that we did really well, and I got a rampage on as that Razor. I did get a rampage. It was a drawn out. It wasn't like I killed 5 heroes at once. It was like one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. But it was a rampage in their base, past their tier 3s, up near the forest to the north in Dire base.
Was the rest of their team dead? Or was the rest of your team dead?
No, they were all alive. The problem was, at 19 minutes when heroes are like level 12 and 13, they're back in 30 seconds. And we're not hitting very hard. We got a tier 3 to about half damage, and that's as much as we could do. Because Broodmother, nothing like this Broodmother wasn't super efficient at keeping a huge brood, which is what we relied on. And obviously, I didn't have Ags yet. This contributed to me getting Sanjanyasha, which after Sanjanyasha I built Ags. But regardless,
do you think that was
we
a
just
mistake,
didn't have
maybe?
enough damage.
Like maybe you
yeah, my build was all
the
fucky.
Ags.
I will never ever build that way. Because if I had an Ags, it would have been like they would have been Rax topped, and they would have been dealing with top all game, and then it would have taken their attention to top. Yeah. Then we probably could have ratted out another Rax. And then when they're double Rax, it's really hard to come back. And then you just go for that, like, who cares if we all die, get megas. You all die, you get megas, they can't do anything. And then you just kind of poke at them until they die. That's what I was hoping for, but I don't know why I was like, I need more agility. So I was like, drums. Okay, awesome. Drums are cool. And the drums were cool, but I went through the charges pretty quickly. They allowed me to get a gank, which was cool. They allowed me to get away once. For those 6 charges, if you can guarantee 1 kill and 1 free get out of death free card,
yeah,
it's worth it. And then, of course I went Sanj and Yasha, which Sanj is
Strength item.
agility item. No. It's a blade of alacrity. Or Sanj, not Yasha, sorry.
Yeah,
Yasha
Yasha.
is the agility item. Yanj is the strength item, sorry. And so, of course, I had that agility and the movement speed and the 5% movement speed from the drum. So I was moving pretty quick, but I just didn't have the damage output unless there was somebody there to drain. And usually the person I was draining was the person I was, like, killing first because they were always kind of spread apart. They outcarried us, and we lost. And, like, there's a tear in my eye as I say that. Because that game, you called and I was like, yeah, just getting Razor in one, no big deal. Because Razor is my current all-hero, and I feel very confident with him. Cyphus and I have had maybe the most epic and dramatic moment with a Razor and a Crystal Maiden. We were in the Radiant safe lane toward the Dire Tower.
Getting omni-slashed by a really mean Juggernaut.
Getting omni-slashed, and we both had our ults going. I was standing right next to Crystal Maiden with my ult going and Crystal Maiden's ult going, and there were a bunch of them at us. And then all of a sudden, Crystal Maiden's ult stopped, and I still kind of had my ult going, and we looked at each other and like, we're both like
Somehow
12 health,
yeah.
and everybody is dead. Like, it was like a ghost town, but we were still standing.
Yeah.
And we're like, dude, that was the coolest moment in Dota we've ever done or ever seen.
That was a great moment.
Yeah, it
well,
was.
and because that Jug died in his Omni-Slash. Mm-hmm. When all was said and done.
I don't think that's possible.
He's not invincible.
I think so.
I don't think he's invincible in Omni-Slash.
How does he...
I'm fairly certain he's not. But I'll look it up. While I'm looking this up, you pitch your state of affairs. We haven't even done that yet.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. My state of affairs are pretty much exactly 1,800 in party. Like 1,803. And then I'm 1,200, 1,300 in solo. I think probably more toward 1,300.
He is invulnerable for the duration.
Yeah. I mean, he's like impossible to target. It was like maybe like an AoE effect.
Well, that was the reason I was the reason
that
I even said that or was because of that conversation we were having with I think it was Gorgon, maybe it was somebody else talking about how when he's omni-slashing, you can actually still be right-clicking and attacking.
Maybe it's patched. I mean, this game is constantly evolving. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe
that once was true. Anyway, yeah, like 1,200 to solo, 1,800 party. I'm kind of just playing. We're basically going off of counters and heroes I'm comfortable with. I can't really think of a bunch of different heroes I've been playing.
I've not been using Dota Buff recently.
What have I been playing? I can't even remember. I mean, I've played like Shadow Fiend recently. I've played Leshrac. I won with Leshrac, although it didn't feel like a win because I was like 4-18. I really was lackluster. I was good when the towers needed to be taken down, but other than that,
you got Lycan in one.
I did pass Lycan in one, but I don't feel like I played him a lot.
Treant, you and I had a really awesome game with that was ranked with Gorgon, Wazoo, and
one other. It was somebody.
Why is the name? It was Mr. Blue.
Was it? Oh, yeah. It was because he changed his wolf to
his name to Mr. Wolf. Yeah. And that was a great game.
Oh, that game
was
awesome.
A really fun game.
And I went Treant just because it was. I went Treant. I went Treant just because I felt like, okay, well, I don't want to get bitched at by Wazoo and have anything incited. I'm just gonna go with a hero that I know I can at least heal people because I have good map awareness, and I think I was trained by that from StarCraft. I'll try and get as many last hits as possible, but I'll plan on just buying all the wards and upgrading the courier and healing people. And that's my go-to plan. And it's easy enough to accomplish.
You and I tri-laned with Wazoo as a Jug.
You were Lion.
Yeah.
And I was Treant, and I did all the pulling and stacking, which was cool.
And then I just harassed the fuck out of their lane. And
I'd come in here and there. Like, when you could get a stun, my right click was huge, and I think it aided in one of the kills we got.
Yeah, we didn't get first blood. I think Mr. Blue got first blood, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that was
Mr. Blue Wolf.
Yeah, that was a really fun game. I would love to get that specific 5-stack back together for another game. And it was fun because those 3 players are all 3K, and you and I, at the very least, were able to support them.
Yeah, I don't think I died that many times either. What was my death count?
Let me pull that game up right now.
Maybe I did die like a shitload of times.
But the one hero you've played a shitload of that you haven't really talked about yet is
What?
Your all hero that took the longest.
I don't even want to talk about. I have talked about Lone Druid. I talked about it, and Ursinity was the only reason that I got Lone Druid. Fuck Lone Druid. I fucking hate that hero. So the hero that took the most attempts for me was Phantom Assassin with 6. It took me 6 games to win with Phantom Assassin. Arcana and all, I still couldn't win with Phantom Assassin. I thought I was an okay Phantom Assassin. No, don't put me on Phantom Assassin. It took 6 games to get Phantom Assassin. And then it took 5 games to get Lone Druid. He's my second most, and she was my first most attempts on a hero. And yeah, fuck both of those heroes. Specifically Lone Druid. I understand he's cool, and it's like you got to worry about 2 people instead of 1. Not my thing. Was my thing. I've even played like 35 games with Lone Druid.
Yeah, I know.
It was just in my new.
Well, you had
days.
a ton. When we were first starting
and
out, you played a ton.
For some
Lone
reason,
Druid.
it was always like okay. I don't know why, but like I looked at my win rate with him, and it's extremely low. It's like I've won like 3 times with him, but played like a ton of times, like 25 times. And I bought all sorts of aesthetics. I bought the Lycan Wolf shoulders, where it's like he killed the Lycan Wolf and has.
Well, you had a real big love affair with him when we first.
Like
started out.
Because I recognized and I saw people like Bulldog and all those that are just like they're just playing this hero and just winning the game, basically just that hero. They don't even die. Their bear's 6 slotted, they're 6 slotted. Yeah, no, I'm not that guy.
Yeah, that's all right.
But Lycan in one, a lot to do with it was a normal match, and also I think I was playing with KY. Believe it or not, I think this is where that whole conversation stemmed.
Oh, yeah.
I was playing with KY, and I was like, he invited me to play, and I declined, and I messaged him, and I was like, hey, dude, I'm on Lycan. You probably don't want to play with me. I'm not really that good of a Lycan. And he's like, or no, he said that for Lone Druid. He's the one that got me past Lone Druid and Lycan.
Oh,
and
nice.
I was like, I'm on LD. You definitely don't want to play with me. And he's like, no, we'll just play a normal match. It'll be fine. And I was like, okay, I'm going to suck, though. I ended up owning that game with Lone Druid, and it was like kind of reaffirming, and I was like, okay, whatever, passed him. And then he's like, you want to do another? And I'm like, if you're willing to play another normal and put me on Lycan. And he's like, no, let's do ranked. And then the ranked finding server issue was happening where we have like 7 minutes of finding server, and I was like, let's just do a normal. I'm not that good of a Lycan. And then I proceeded to get like an 800 gold per minute Lycan. So I don't know what, playing with KY, I don't know. He was good. He would definitely point out little tips. And, like, get back, go for it, you're clear, here's where they are, here's where, what's going on. And I told him, I was like, feel free to, like, tell me what the fuck to do, because I definitely don't know what the fuck to do. It's like, grab ancients, do this, do that, like, farm, and just, like, always be killing something, farm.
Yeah.
And I was always killing something, I was always farming, and guess what? You can win games by doing that, just by getting gold, and buying items, and getting levels.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Well, that sounds like fundamentals of Dota right there.
I didn't know that you were supposed to get gold and buy those items at the secret shop,
And
or side shop, or whatever it's called.
to answer your question earlier, you had 8 deaths in that game as Treant. I had 8 deaths as well as Lion.
How many kills did I have?
0. And then let's see, Mr. Blue went 7 and 11. Gorgon as Bounty Hunter went 16 and 11, but Wazoo was the star of that game as a 16 and 3 Juggernaut.
Whoa, 3 deaths?
Yeah, he was wrecking pretty hard that game.
He's 3K.
And
He hit 3K and then dropped below 3K. So he hit 3,000 and something, like 3,000 and...
he might be, I think he was like a game away in his party.
He's 2,999 in
He
party.
and I went on a 6-streak win together in party.
When?
Over this last week.
Oh, just you and him?
Yeah.
You have won every game you played?
6
just you
games
and him?
straight. Yeah.
6 games.
Yeah, it was
So
great.
basically, you're saying, are you forcing me out of this equation? Is that
No.
what's happening?
No, there'll still be room for you, like Team Waterboy or something.
Wow,
you know?
fuck you.
Bring me my coffee.
Just because
in
I don't
between
play
games.
4 heroes doesn't mean
You can light my
I
smoke
shouldn't be able to play with
in
my
between
friends. Douchebag. Yeah, I like to play Dota 2. And believe it or not, people, there are 109 heroes in Dota 2. Not just the 2 Cyphus plays. Or 1, really. And this
Yeah,
new
the
Crystal
1.
Maiden, worst thing that could have ever happened.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited for so excited for a Crystal Maiden buff.
And an Arcana.
She needs that speed. Oh yeah, got to buy the
What is her
Arcana.
buff? Is it for real?
I don't know yet. Don't know. I hope it's a speed buff. That's what she desperately needs. That was what the other night, like, I just like
that she was
threw my
running
headset against the
She
wall.
was running through the woods.
Oh my, yeah, that's that. Wazoo's the one who put that ridiculous idea into my head that maybe that was a tease that she was going to be they were going to give her a speed boost, so they showed her running so much along that. And I don't know.
Maybe.
But I'm hoping. I'm praying to the Dota gods.
Is that her issue?
Oh,
Is
absolutely,
speed?
absolutely. That is what fundamentally fucks her as a support. I know I'm, and well, I guess I didn't do State of Affairs, but I'll do that. I'll just get that out of the way real quick. Solo 1194, party 1780. Good week.
Same batch of heroes. Nothing new, interesting to say. Or anything like
went
that.
went back and revisited Lion after a long time of not playing Lion.
Whoa,
Yeah.
slow down.
Yeah, I
you
feel
played
great.
Lion?
Well, so the reason I played so much Lion recently, Wazoo and I have been toying around with doing like dual lanes that stack heavily on stuns and disables. So he's playing carries like Wraith King. He's playing carries
Sven.
like Sven. I'm playing Lion. You stack those stuns. I mean, we're a force to be reckoned with early game. And not to mention my mana sap. I can usually keep bothersome spellcasters down in the lane who are threatening him. And then on top of that, I have constant harass. I mean, I can throw that stun out. And just for
Anytime it's off
harassment.
cooldown.
And worst case scenario, if they take that as an opportunity to become ultra aggressive, Wazoo's always got a stun.
And you
that's
turn him
set
into a
aside.
fish.
Well, yeah, I've got that, but I'm talking about real early game.
Sure.
Because with Wazoo now, I don't know. He prefers that I don't level that hex at level 2.
That you go for mana drain?
He prefers the mana drain.
Yeah.
and
You get your value point in Hex, like, after a little bit. Like, I'd say like a level 4 value point.
no, I disagree.
Or level 5 value point.
I
and
I
then
disagree.
level 6 ult.
I feel like your best bet.
That's another disable.
Right, but for 100 gold, I can have 2 clarities on me at the very start of the game for the regeneration I need for those first 2 levels. I feel like immediately getting the hex and the stun, because that hex is a 2.5 second duration at level 1. That's a huge disable. That's a 2.5 second disable for my carry. I mean, I'm thinking of this in terms of if they get aggressive and try to go after my carry, or mid tries to come down and pull something off, or they've got an aggressive tri-lane, I want to be able to hex a bothersome character for him to get away. I want to be able to stack a hex and a stun. I want to be able to stun multiple parties and hex the party who's continuing to chase him. And I think that's more important for that first level. To delay mana drain for a level or 2, I haven't been picking up mana drain, truth be told, until level 4 recently. And I still feel like
unwise.
that's superior. Nah,
I think that's
2
unwise.
clarities. I got plenty of it.
Because you want to level up that mana drain to level 4, ideally. Because it doesn't matter if you
No,
have
you
full
don't.
mana, it's about draining all of theirs
You
as
don't-
quickly as possible.
Your priority is not maxing mana drain. Your priority is maxing the stun.
Apparently, you're the voice of the people. We have a new authority on board. It's Cyphus. Who just
I'm talking
knows
about,
the way it's done, and that's the
I
way
would
it's
love.
done.
I would love to have.
And he's right no matter
love to have
what.
a conversation about it. I don't think you play enough Lion for it to.
I
to
started
proper-
on Lion.
Sure, I don't think you
I
played enough Lion.
I can
you
explain
started
to you
on Lion
exactly
when
how
you
the hero
when you
works.
weren't really a good support player.
I'm
Yeah.
not really a good support player now.
I think you're a better support player of late. for
okay,
sure.
but I'm still not like a prime. I'm
I've
not
been
like a Joe
enjoying.
Schmo
In
support.
fact, I've been enjoying the tri lanes where you and I are both playing supports lately. It's been fun.
yeah, when I get one of those heroes, one of the 109,
Yeah,
I play
yeah.
that game.
Yeah,
Which is like the
which
Treant
is
game.
unfortunate.
Yeah,
Because I don't know.
but I might settle on Shadow Fiend because he's badass,
Yeah.
and I think I don't
Sure.
know. I like RTZ. I think he's cool.
Yeah, and that's why you just want to be like Arteezy when you grow up.
It'd be cool to be as good at raising as Arteezy is. Like he gets it, man.
Yeah.
Him and Shadow Fiend, like it should just be called Arteezy. Like like whenever he retires, Shadow Fiend's name should be changed to Arteezy. Like I feel like he's the most prolific Shadow Fiend player.
So anyway, to clarify on that line build, maxing stun first with mana drain as the alternate, because I think you'll need 1 rank in the hex. That's a 2.5 second
It's a
disable.
value point in Hex. You
Right.
want a value point because you just want at
Yes.
least one.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But I think it's a bigger value at level 2 than it is at say level 3 or 4.
I think you go Q E, W ult.
No.
So you have
Oh,
two
no.
in both stun and in mana drain. You have your Hex as a value
Well,
point.
you're gonna
and
have a
then you
lot
have
of
your
you're gonna have a
stun.
lot of angry ganked carries if you go that route.
I wonder. Okay, let's let the people decide. Is Cyphus speaking for you or against you?
Yeah, let me know what you think of that. So my typical build is a point in stun at first level, point in Hex at second level, point in stun at third, point in mana drain at fourth, stun, ult, and then I max out the stun, max out mana drain, and then I'll pick up the Hex from there. Always deviating to the ult. So that's my standard build. Not that I've actually started getting really good at not leveling anything with Lion right off, especially for those rune wars. If there's only a single hero contesting the rune and you're playing Lion, you're better off going the Hex level 1 than you are going the stun. Because fuck doing the damage, get him out of there for 2.5 seconds so that your carry or whoever's down there with you can be dishing out a ton of damage and casting on them as well. You get more bang for your buck with the Hex against a single opponent.
Sure. I want to hold this conversation. I think we need to take a break. We'll come back. I have some points on this conversation. This is Roland from Defense of the Patients, a Dota 2 podcast. We'd like to thank you for listening, and we hope you're enjoying our content. If you are, tell a friend. Find .p on defenseofthepatients.com or go to iTunes to download the show and leave a comment. We will read the best on the show. Also, you can go to Facebook and give us a like. Sincerely, from everybody here on the show, thank you for listening to .p.
And welcome back. We're here with Kyry. He's the captain of the Classy Devils team. They've participated in the Amateur Dota 2 League recently. Of course, folks who listen to the show know Kimbrel, and Kimbrel's one of the members of the Devils as well. Welcome to the show, Kyry.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we're glad you came by.
Of course, it's exciting. I was talking with KY the other day, or Kyry, or KYRY, and was like, I would really love to talk to somebody who captains. I'm curious, if you're, say, as final, or how much input, or what it takes to be, the leader of a team.
Well, I want to start out to give folks a frame of reference. Do you mind telling us, do your state of affairs real quick, what your party and solo MMR
Oh, yeah.
are?
Yes.
For solo, I'm at 23-22. And for party, I'm at 1939. I dropped below 2K last week.
Oh, painful.
Indeed.
So, the reason I asked that is just because, I think the majority of the folks who will be listening to this for tips and pointers are probably in that MMR range, in that 1K to 3K range.
Yeah.
And learning the game maybe still a bit like ourselves, and trying to get into things like AD2L and get a competent team put together.
Yeah. And captaining is much different than all-pick. And I'm sure his MMR reflects more all-pick than it does captaining. Do you and the Devils practice a lot as captain's mode, 5v whatever team you get matched up against?
We don't really play a lot of captain's mode individually. We have a Skype chat basically, and we brainstorm what we want to do for AD2L.
Cool. Okay.
And it's probably around 100, 200 messages a day, just from hi, how are you to anything else.
And so you guys are pretty much in constant contact with that kind of a method in place, so that
that kind of stuff. Yeah, we are.
So are you practicing as a 5-stack with frequency, or are you mostly just practicing with whoever's available whenever?
No, normally we have a 3-stack because we have work and school and etc. So we really only play as a team on the weekends.
Okay. What do you do? What is your life like? Do you go to school? Do you work? What's going on with you in real life, KY?
I wake up, I go to school, come home, I play Dota, do homework. That's about it.
Sounds similar to my lifestyle, except a few other things. So you are definitely devoted to this game, and also thinking and talking about the game throughout the day. I'm guessing you have Skype on your phone?
Yeah, I do. The app.
So you're constantly throughout your day thinking, okay, what comp is going to work best? We know we have Joe Schmo. We know we have Kimbrel. Where do you usually want to put, say, Kimbrel? He's been talked about a lot, for instance. Where do you want to put him? Where does he usually go? And what is his purpose on your team?
Really like him ganking and team fighting because he has really good communication with the rest of the team. And I really like Joe Schmo on heroes with a lot of disable because he knows really how to combo them, time them really well.
So these two, you feel Joe Schmo and Kimbrel together work really well?
They really do. One normally plays a team fighter and one will normally set them up. So they work really well together.
And I mean, that's really what you're trying to do as the captain then, is find the roles that your 4 other teammates are best suited for and putting them in the right combinations.
True.
Basically, yeah.
So who does the drafting on Devils?
It's switched a couple times. Currently, it's Dreadbeats, and then we all basically have an input, and he's the guy clicking the buttons behind it. So we all talk about it, and sometimes we almost run out of reserve time because of it, but we all normally get what we want to say across.
And do you, as the captain, have kind of the final say on what gets drafted, or do you leave that up to Dreadbeats?
It's normally just general consensus, 3-2 or 4-1 or whatever.
So you guys are relatively democratic then?
Yeah, dictatorship just wouldn't work, I think. Too many headstrong personalities.
Do you think that's a strategy that's more common at our level of play? Do you think that's do you hear that from other captains? Do you think you see that at higher levels of play?
From our level, I think it's a lot like that. At higher levels, I've talked to a couple captains, and it's more like they chat it out the same, but the captain gets the final say because he actually practices drafting like constantly.
Just through doing captain's draft modes. And...
Like he plays captain's mode exclusively in ranked just to get better at drafting. So
and
he normally gets final say.
Click the captain button. Is he like solo ranked going into captains?
Sometimes he just any ranked he plays really.
His captain's mode because he wants to get better at drafting.
At the drafting just for his team, yeah.
Have you done this practice before?
I have a couple times, but really it's not about the drafting because we get the band sorted out as a team. It's more about looking at team comps and you find a couple combos that work together and then you sort of expand that. Like Darkseer into Enigma or something like that.
Okay. Right. Vacuum, Enigma, Black Hole type thing. That's cool.
So what are like the top bans for you right now going in?
We ban Silencer a lot. We ban DP a lot. Tide sometimes. And then whoever really the flavor of the week is. Jug, Troll, Huskar.
Yeah.
Those are normally our top bans.
They normally
makes sense. How much like evaluation of your opposition, affects your draft or affects your ban?
Normally what happens is I'll watch the games, and normally one or two of the teammates will. So Kimbrel normally does, Dreadbeat sometimes does, and the 3 of us sort of watch the games. And we'll notice the top heroes or if someone really dominated in one hero, and we might ban that hero. But normally we don't like to give out respect bans unless we got cream with them.
Oh, okay.
It seems like I don't know, giving them an edge, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Having to waste a ban.
Right. For a respect ban, it probably is a wasted ban if it's not something that's already set up to really properly counter whatever you're intending to pick.
Well, you really rarely see the same hero twice in one game unless it's someone like Tidehunter, who's like a really constant pick. Mm-hmm. But you don't really see specialty heroes picked twice in a row.
It was fun to play against you guys. Game 2 was the season before this in Amateur Dota 2 League. And our first game, we see you crush, and you guys have like Jakiro, and I think you had some other weird hero that like you just dominate. Morphling, I think there was a Morphling on the team that just dominated.
Shadow Fiend and Darkseer and Jakiro.
Oh, okay. Yep. So we banned all 3 of those, I think, game 2.
You banned our entire team besides the one support.
Yep.
And you felt a bit left out.
Yep. And we were like, okay, that was crazy. We don't want to see any of that again. So let's ban everything that they just did. And our second game was close only because of our clinks. Do you remember our clinks really running amok?
Yeah, you're the Beast, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Beast.
He crushed us, and the only reason we even turned that game around was because the two supports at the time, it was after they collided in Kimbrel, with Dazzle and Witch Doctor. Only reason we turned it around. Dazzle and Witch Doctor Ultra Kill.
Oh,
Only
yeah. Oh,
Only
yeah.
reason. You had that game in the bag otherwise.
Yeah.
That's what we thought, too, and we were so excited. Because we were going to go to it was only 2 games.
Yeah, it was a best of 2.
But to get one off the Devils,
Yep.
the classy
It
Devils.
would have been
even.
nice. It would have been nice.
I mean, these are the classy Devils.
When are we signed? Or we're gonna end up playing you guys again here fairly soon. Do you know when that?
It has to be next week or the week after.
I'm looking.
There's only 2
forward to
teams
it.
left.
Oh, I'll make it. I'll skip class if I have to.
We're really
call
willing
in
to
sick.
reschedule, honestly.
Really? Okay, like to a Friday? Because that's...
Fridays are honestly all we play our games on. We like the very time we get it. We say Friday 8:30 EST is the only time we played our games all season.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, nice.
That
Okay,
probably
so
works
yeah,
for us.
that works for us.
So I realize this is maybe something you don't want to be telling the team that you're probably going to play in a week or two. But like, what like hot combos are you guys running right now? Like, what if I was? Because I think that's part of what hurts us quite a bit is that we don't, and we're doing it a little bit more now, but we don't synergize maybe as much as we should. I mean, what for some starting teams? What would be some good starter combinations? Some good starter duos?
We used to run the Void Witch Doctor until the Witch Doctor ult didn't work inside it. That was our oldest strat all the way back
That's
until
brilliant.
they changed it.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
That's all we would run because then the Void would eventually out carry, or if we wanted, we could put the Void in the off lane, and he could just set up Chronos anywhere.
That's cool.
So
Yeah.
that's what we had before.
Cool.
But
And
I
then we
mean,
changed to Jakiro and Darkseer and Shadow Fiend. So Darkseer would suck him in, Jakiro would stun him, and the Shadow Fiend all from close range takes away 50% of your damage and wrecks you.
Yeah,
yeah.
Requiem.
And after the
Do you
and
think
after
it's
that-
possible? Oh, KY, a question pops up, okay? With maximum souls 36 on Shadow Fiend against a team comprising of a Centaur and 4 semi-squishy people, Sniper,
A centaur and an earthshaker.
a Crystal Maiden or something like that, some squishy people. Anyway, do you think a Requiem in the Rosh Pit when everybody is standing there, close enough to them, could maybe result in a rampage with the proper raises following the Requiem?
With the proper raises and DPS after the Requiem, yes, definitely.
Thank you.
But not if you get stunned out by that earthshaker or get stunned out by that centaur.
But don't you think it would happen quickly enough for me to hit my raises and Requiem?
I mean, I would let
Yeah,
we should,
well, you do a lot of DPS anyways with the Shadow Fiend, so a couple of right clicks here. But honestly, one of my favorite things to do with Shadow Fiend is if I'm playing a pub and going Shadow Blade and not Blink.
Which is what I was doing, Shadow Blade.
Shadow Blade's really good in pubs, but Blink is really if you have synergy, want to blink in, get that. But
Yeah.
for Shadow Blade, you can walk up to a squishy hero or like even a semi-squishy, like an offlane or sometimes like a Wind Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Walk up, you can stand directly on top of them and ult, and they instantly die.
Yep. It's one of the biggest nukes with full souls, right?
It's 2160.
So 2,160 damage I could have
if-
done to
if they get
everybody
hit
in
by-
Rush Pit.
If they get hit by all 18 little...
assuming
False.
you were max level, but you also didn't have.
That's
so,
not max level, that's max souls.
I
You can
I
get
mean max level on. your
It does
ult.
more damage.
Oh, on
for the-
Requiem,
right,
yes.
yeah.
Which I may have been, may not have been.
I don't think you were,
I-
but nonetheless, don't you think it? All right, so here, let me give you the background. I really, Roland's just like trying to like roundabout justify a ridiculous move that he made the other night.
It was
where-
because my souls were too low, I recognize it.
Where because he didn't engage properly to begin with, and got
I was
killed.
dead.
And
I
got
was
killed. Yeah, because of an improper engagement.
Alright, Cyphus, go on.
Our team more or less got wrecked going after a Roche. Their team went in to follow up with the Roche. Roland as Shadow Fiend immediately buys back and runs to the Roche pit to Requiem in the middle of them.
With
only
a
to
Shadow
just-
Blade. With a Shadow Blade.
only to just get wrecked. I mean, just
It
get
didn't do
devastated.
shit for
It's,
damage.
It's the problem is like you have to have at least I think 30 is the minimum. So
Of
Shadow
souls,
Fiend is a
yeah.
buyback hero unless you're really fed and doing only right click damage. It's a horrible buyback hero.
Yeah, and that's what I realized is that
Which-
I had 18 souls because I had 36 and lost half, right?
The point
So,
I was
yeah.
So,
trying to get across
not
to
nearly
him.
enough.
The point I was trying to get across
Honestly,
to him.
being behind a Shadow Fiend,
Oh, no, you're
being
fine.
behind a Shadow Fiend is probably the worst thing you can ever do because coming from behind as him is brutal.
Oh, fuck yeah. So,
My
anyway,
whole point there was that you shouldn't be engaging an entire team alone, no matter what hero you're playing, for the most part.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
might
yeah,
as well
I think
be
everybody
waiting
can
for the-
agree with that statement.
Well,
I
maybe with
wanted
any hero.
I wanted fucking Mel Gibson in the Patriot moment where he throws an axe at that guy's forehead, okay? Where I rampage the team, and I'm the victorious hero, and everybody's like, maybe he's a monster, and I and everyone just
And
is in awe.
instead, you died just like everybody thought you would.
Which is less impactful than if it were to have been pulled off. Oh, we'd be talking about it for the next 20 episodes if I were to have pulled that off. Oh, yeah, maybe the next 40 episodes.
But you
Who
would
knows?
have never pulled it off.
No, it's possible. KY agrees with me.
It's possible. It's hard to without a BKB
Never.
for the follow up because they will stun you after if they survive. But with a
But I
a
had like 3
BKB and a Shadow
BKBs, so
Blade,
it was fine.
you could do it.
Yeah. I had my old BKB and my new BKB, so I could just use them interchangeably. So, yeah.
Sweet Jesus.
They fixed that, didn't they?
No, I'm just joking. I'm lying to you. I'm lying.
He didn't have a
Okay.
BKB.
I
He didn't have, he
I
didn't have
was
shit.
really confused.
He had 10 souls and charged into the team to feed,
I had 18, thank
feed
you.
the game
I had
further
18.
away.
I had 18. And at one moment we were really winning this game, and we did win the game. And I was like, if I wasn't doing all this ridiculous shit, we would have won this game by now. And they're like, all of a sudden 4 people at once are like, yep. Like everybody else on the team was like, yeah, we would have
Because
won.
everybody else was wrecking.
And they're like, if you weren't doing stupid shit, we would have won a long time ago. But I was
Anyway.
on Shadow Fiend. He was Dusty. I was feeling extra patriotic, Mel Gibson like, wanted to kill the British.
Sure.
See, next time you just gotta steal the Aegis, then you can do your whole suicide stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Still survive.
There was an interesting idea for you buying back and rushing in there. Just stealing
with a
the
Shadow
Aegis.
Blade. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been hard to time though, because Shadow Blade's such a short duration. I would have had to like, how long is it gonna be for them to take this Roche? It would have been tough.
That's one of the only reasons I stopped buying Shadow Blade is the durations.
It's short.
Not enough. It's not enough.
It's enough to like, ooh, I got away. Like you can't find me now because I took a weird loop.
But you can't like use it for like a gank in the jungle because
tough.
you gotta know where they are.
I completely
right
agree.
away. So how are the Devils doing this season?
Right now we're 5-1. 5-1. We lost our first game last week because we had
What
our
the
one
fuck?
dr-
You lost?
our
KY,
one-
you lost?
Yeah, it was a drafting
Wow,
miscommunication
bro.
for the one time.
Wow.
We picked an offlaner as Slardar, and then we realized he couldn't stand
Why
up
did
to
we
the
have him on
tri
the
lane they
show?
had.
No, sorry. I thought you were a winner, not a loser.
All right, sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I'm just
I'll go
kidding.
now.
5-1 is awesome. Continue. Sorry.
So we had a drafting thing, so we thought Slardar was going to offlane for us. Then they drafted a really good tri lane, and we couldn't do that. So we had to put Centaur in the offlane instead, but we had the Slardar there strictly for the Huskar for his ulti. So we could actually poke down the Huskar with minus armor.
Uh-huh.
And instead we had to put a Slardar tri lane, and that didn't work out for us.
Yeah, sure.
And so we just we didn't have the farm or the team fight to actually pull it off.
Well, you guys are awesome regardless. I love playing with you. I occasionally play games with Dreadbeats. I occasionally play games with you or Kimbrel or Joe Schmo. Oh my god, the other member of your team. What's his name?
Nipple Twister.
Nipple
Yeah,
Twister.
Nipple Twister.
Yeah. I haven't gotten as many games in with him, but nonetheless,
Regardless. Yeah, you guys are all
you
great
guys are awesome.
So what before we close out to keep us on true topic.
Sure.
Any advice for folks who want to put together a team for like selecting a captain? Like what what was the decision to make you become the captain? Like why did you
Mostly I started the team was mostly the reason. I started the team with a friend who now sometimes subs in for us. And we were with Dreadbeats at the time. And then we found Kimbrel like the week after, and that was really just it. I had the admin thing for the team, and I started drafting because nobody else knew how to.
Okay.
And everyone else learned.
So what advice would you give to someone, in that similar skill range wanting to captain a team?
Make sure you can communicate with your team, because drafting and not giving out the strat you want to run, like push or team fight or just stay back until we get some farm, it's going to screw you over. You got to have good communication.
Fair enough. Well, thank you for coming on the show, sir. We appreciate all the little tidbits. Hey guys,
of knowledge.
this is Cyphus from Defense of the Patients.
Thanks for having
We
me.
wanted to
guys.
let you know that we really
Was a great
appreciate all
time.
that you've
Thank
done
you,
for
KY.
us and for listening to the
thanks,
show.
bud.
We'll be right back.
This
This community has been a really great thing, and we appreciate everything you guys do. If you want to support the show and the DotP Guild and upcoming tournaments, visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Defense of the Patients. You can donate and get a ton of cool prizes, things like t-shirts, stickers, and even jerseys. So if you want to support the show and the guild, visit us at patreon.com/Defense of the Patients to support us now. And remember, tell a friend. And we're back again. Good interview.
It was. It was fun to talk to somebody who was an administrator, once a captain, once a drafter, still a drafter, focusing on drafting. It's really cool to get used to that and patterns and what you see and banning flavors of the week and banning certain heroes that are just like, no, I'm not gonna deal with that fucking hero.
Well, and it's the second time we've touched on captaining. I like that we did it this time with somebody more, lower, not that he's low skill, but lower skill bracket, not the upper echelons of the skill brackets. And if you want to hear an interview with somebody who captains a team at a little bit of a higher skill level, you could always go back and listen to the interview with the first Panda. Maybe we'll have her back sometime too.
Yeah,
talking about captaining per team.
Yeah, I would love to talk. I mean, we did kind of, but we more got into like, I don't know, other things when she came on the show. Yeah. I don't know. The conversation just kind of fluttered off to wherever it went because it's fun to talk with Panda. She's exciting and, I don't know,
funny
and funny and
just a really nice lady.
Person. Really nice addition to the Dota 2 community.
So before the Kyry interview, you had some points. Some points that you wanted to make.
Your Richard Nixon's good, dude. The points that I don't remember. I was just joking. I don't have
you have no
points.
You have no points about Lion.
I was being sarcastic. Oh, about Lion.
Lion kind of sounds like Nixon.
He's been to hell and back again.
No. Oh.
Anyway,
well,
you have no points about Lion.
I don't have a. I think Mana Drain's good. Like, it depends on the situation to get it to level 4, but like, I'm in lane with the Skywrath. He's annoying as fuck. He has tons of mana, an infinite pool. I don't care if I'm at full mana. I'm gonna keep Mana Draining his ass.
Absolutely, but you can spam Mana Drain
every
later
30
on,
seconds.
Well,
at
and
level
think
1.
about it this way. Honestly, you're not really getting that much value out of it at early levels either, because they have regen. And the cooldown on that mana
But if
drain
you
is
level
so
it
long.
up and you do QE, you're leveling it faster than the regen is.
Yeah, but you're denying yourself a really important disable. I mean,
you get the value point at 5.
But I'm telling you, that's too late. I'm telling you, by level 5, but think about it this way, because everything's not static, right?
No, I understand that the game is
hold on.
moving.
I have a specific point. I'm really not being condescending.
That felt patronizing.
It did not. Condescending is the word you're looking for.
Patronizing
that
as well.
was me explaining what condending to you was a little
as
condescending.
being patronizing.
But anyway, regardless.
Anyway.
When Lion is level 5 in lane, the carry is probably already level 6. If they're doing really well, maybe higher than that. And your mid is already level 6, and maybe well beyond that. Probably more like 7 or 8. And if the other team's mid is also doing decently and is already 7 or 8, odds are they've already come down to gank, and your safe lane carry is a prime target for getting ganked. If you don't have that disable in time for that gank, you're screwing your carry. You need to be able to respond that way. Or, on the flip side, you need to be able to have enough disable for when you get that opportunity to move in and take advantage of a fuck up from the other team, to have that disable to stack. You need not just the stun, which is, by the way, a ridiculously low length.
I have a
stun.
card in my pocket. It's called the circumstantial card. Okay, depends on the situation. Depends on the situation.
You get better flexibility out of doing that than trying to go for a ridiculous max of mana drain, because in the end you're not going to sap enough mana to stop that Skywrath from doing stuff. The early levels of mana drain are relatively low. You're better off
unless you keep slapping him with it over and over and over and over and over, because the cooldown's so low.
The cooldown is not low. That's what I'm trying to
tell you. At
level
4 it is too, compared to level 1.
At level 4 it is, but I'm not going to snag level 4 until level 9 or 10 anyway.
Well, I think it should be your level 9 is what it should be.
I think you're absolutely wrong. And the cooldown initially on that is 20 seconds. That's what I thought.
Forever. What's the cooldown at level 4?
I think 5 seconds. Yeah.
So you can you get that down. They're effectively useless. They're just right clickers.
Yeah,
Is Skywrath a right clicker? No. You have his mana. You own him.
Right.
He doesn't exist.
Skywrath, by the time you're able to slap that on every 5 seconds, Skywrath has a ton of fucking options available to him.
What?
His mana pool is massive. Well, silence for one.
Okay, you run away and then you hit him again, and then drain his fucking mana. Gone.
No, that's not. What I'm telling you is his mana pool is so massive that you're not draining enough, and his arcane bolt, which is his primary damage dealer, does a ton of fucking damage and is very low mana cost. I think it's like 60 mana. I mean, it's absurdly low. He can do that all goddamn day. He doesn't give a shit if I drain half of his mana. He'll continue to fucking rape me from a long range.
I think this is a perfect time for a plug. Want to hear Cyphus and I argue more often? Want to hear us disagree? Want to hear everybody in the world listen to us disagree? Donate to the Defense of the Patreon.
Defense of the Patreon?
Yeah, Defense of the Patreon.
That's what we should have called it.
That's what it's called.
Oh, yeah.
As of Nizzo. Go ahead and donate. We'll put a special slot on if we reach a certain stretch goal. We'll just argue for 30 minutes if you'd like.
Sure.
Just argue about line and what builds right. And remember, Cyphus speaks for the people. I speak for myself. So that remember,
I
Cyphus
speak
is
for
word.
common sense.
Yeah, Cyphus is for common sense, and he's always right. And I am just the peasant
Not
peon
always right.
serf.
Been corrected on this show many times. Many times.
Many times.
Been corrected.
There's been some things
Often
said.
corrected.
Oh, something said cringeworthy, dude, from the both of us. But that's the learning experience
That's right.
of
That's
DotP.
what we offer that others don't.
Anyway, we don't have anything new because the person who left the iTunes review didn't give us anything to read. So here we go. We have from Unknown. Unknown name, unknown message, giving us a 5-star. Thank you, Unknown. We appreciate it.
We love you nonetheless.
We
whoever
do.
You are.
We do. Close us out.
All right, fine. If you want to find us and, we're at defenseofthepatients.com. That's where our show is. That's all the good stuff. You can also find us on iTunes by searching Defense of the Patients, where you can listen to the show, subscribe, and as Roland mentioned so cleverly. No, not really the word I'm looking for.
Witful.
Definitely not witful. Witful.
I don't know. Concentrated.
Anyway, you can subscribe to the show and listen to us there and leave us a review. We're on Twitter at .p_show, Facebook by searching Defense of the Patients, and email us at defenseofthepatients@gmail.com. Upcoming this next couple of episodes, we've got Soviet Dancing Bear coming on to do his State of Affairs with us because of his Patreon donation.
This Monday.
Next Monday's episode, or this coming Monday's episode.
Monday.
I think the Monday after that, and I haven't touched base with Captain Silverfox yet, but it seems like Sundays work best for everybody for recording. That's when we do it. So I think he'll be joining us that following Monday. And if you have donated...
That's my day of Dota. That's not fair.
The day of Dota?
The day of Dota. The
That's
7th day
when
of
we
Dota.
record the show. So
It is.
it is really a day of Dota that day. But if you've donated to the show and you haven't touched base with us for any of your rewards or anything yet, hit us up at defenseofthepatients@gmail.com. We're working on getting all of those out. As soon as we figure out what it means to redesign our logo in curves, which was the cryptic message that we got.
And then we're like, what do you mean? And then the screen printer never got back to us. And we're like, what?
Can you put the logo in curves?
Anybody have any idea what that means? Please send.
We're very confused.
And we message back like, what? Like, what's that? Or like, what do you mean?
I half suspect she was coming on to me.
Can we put that logo on your curves?
Can we put them curves? Anyway, so until next time, this is Cyphus for Roland and KYRY of the Classy Devils team saying good luck and Godspeed.
On your curves.